Good morning, YouTube world. I hope I'm putting out there. All I can do is wait and see if people start showing up. Some reason I got kicked yesterday, day before. Figured I'd get on, see if anybody's live, see if anyone's doing anything. Come on, people, time to wake up, smell the coffee. Barnhill and Stinky, it's me. Here to give you a small reality check. Wow, look at my hair. People, let's get it for real. Vaughn, smell your morning coffee. Vaughn, you said Todd Malico could have loaned you the money, the 3,000 or 2,000, whatever. He could have loaned you the money and you would have gave him back $50 a month until it's paid for. Vaughn Hilton, the only problem with that is your word is no good. You lie too much. That's why Todd didn't just loan you the money to buy it, to take care of your properties. Because he knows, I know, and everybody else knows, Vaughn Hilton, you will not give him a penny. You won't pay him back. He loans you the money and you pay your liens on it and you never send Todd the money back. I don't blame Todd. I wouldn't give you the fucking money. You better be lucky Todd's coming down here and buying the liens and giving you a little bit of time to fucking get them paid. Because if you don't get them paid pretty quick, you're right, you lose them. Vaughn Hilton, you've been on here 20 years trying to kiss ass, lying, cheating, stealing, talking a lot of shit about a lot of people, and you want to know why you can't get no money on your Cash App card. You know, if you'd have common sense out there and talk some real shit and not talk the garbage, you might have got money on your Cash App.
Ow. You just watch what you say, okay?
Yes, baby, I will. Tell you the truth, life, he can't stop it. He don't have enough money coming in to take care of it. He can't cover them. $50 a month, maybe. These guys, Bumper and Todd, I almost called him Toad, Todd, are not going to take no little $50 payments. They want their fucking money. And if you don't give them their money, they're fucking taking the properties. And I don't blame them. Vaughn Hilton, you shouldn't have been playing the fucking lottery. That's what you get for playing $7, $8, $9,000 worth of lottery tickets. You knew that money was for other stuff and you spent it on lottery tickets anyways. You're the one that made yourself homeless, not nobody else. Not the Trolls, not the Frost, not Stivers, not Children's Services. You. You are the one who did not pay the bills, and that is why you are going to be homeless. Yeah, he bought 5 cases of Mountain Dew. I would have been drinking water and paying that, what, $30 that he spent on the Mountain Dew to help somewhere. Yeah, I seen this morning's one. He just did it 3 hours ago. And that's why I went ahead and got on. Him talking about Todd should have just loaned him the money. What guarantees Todd that he's going to get his money back if he would have loaned it to Vaughn? None. No guarantees at all. Not even one red dime or one red penny would have went back to Todd. So Todd would have lost what? $3 grand, $2 grand? No. Todd ain't that dumb, Vaughn Hilton. Sorry. We might be trolls, but we're not dumb. We're not going to give somebody $2,000 in cash and hope they pay us back. Because everybody knows you, Vaughn. You've been on here 20 years talking a lot of shit about a lot of people. And you want people to help you? That's kind of stupid, buddy. I hate to tell you, that is stupid. If Todd would have loaned you the money, you would have never paid him fucking back. So Todd would have lost a couple grand. What would you feel? Oh wow, so what? He's my tro. I stole 2,000 from him. Sorry, we're not stupid enough to give you $2,000. Todd is giving you the money, Vaughn. He's buying your liens. He's covering them liens until you can get some fucking money raked up real quick to pay him back. If you don't get the money back, that shit becomes his and it's going to go up for auction and he will get his money back. Yeah, he knows he's on his way out the door. He's already says his power's going off and everything. So if his power's going off this month, people, what did he do with the $700 he just got? Remember, he just collected rent yesterday. For the last couple of days, he's got that money. He's got that rent money. Did he go out and blow it on some lottery tickets and said, I'm going to hit it tonight and didn't hit it? So now he knows all his bills are due. Morning Underhaven. Yeah, I think I got black flagged the other day, yesterday or whenever it was. I was doing a video and it immediately just went all black and dropped out. So me and the wife sat and watched a movie. Yeah, he was on there this morning begging for money. I got a good laugh this morning. And I'm waiting for a response to come back on what happened this morning. I mean, if I hear any comments, it was kind of little, in my book, it's crazy. I mean, somebody sent somebody some money on Cash App the other day. Underhaven, it's still going to be a few more days. We might not hear from him for a while. I mean, if he did go to jail, they are not going to let him, Yeah. Yeah. They're not just going to let him out. I mean, But him going to court and him doing all this and that, all that should be coming up in the papers pretty soon. Yep, all that should be coming up in the paper this week of what's going on. And now Monday would be the time to look and see if there was any charges on him. If there's any court records of him having to go to court. Because it'll be in probably Monday or Tuesdays.
Today's Friday,
It's
right?
been a week. Yes, dear, today is Friday. It's been a whole week, so I think something's going to start coming out pretty soon. Yeah, I don't believe that kid. I really don't. Like I said, I don't care if he had a gun on him or not. He might be in a little bit of trouble for having it loaded inside the car, but in trouble for the gun itself. If he has a permit, there ain't much he can do about it, and I don't care what state he is in. He gets a certain period of time. If he just moved to New Jersey, he ain't going to run down there and register that gun the first day he moves back into New Jersey or whatever. You know, they got to give him a time period to register it over there. Same thing with the motor vehicle. When you move state to state, you have 6 months to register your vehicle in that state. You know, Von Hilton, you're a sorceress. You could stop the weather. You stop hurricanes. Why can't you get your man out of jail? Why don't you just close your eyes and go join him in the cell and pick him up and bring him out? Your wizards are so strong and so good. I mean, if they can knock 200-mile-an-hour hurricanes away from us, you can literally just go into the prison and pull him on out. Vaughn, why don't people donate to you? Because you're a fucking lying, worthless piece of garbage. You didn't know how to take care of your wife. You did not know how to take care of your kids. You did not know how to take care of your mother. You do not know how to take care of a house. You do know how to burn soy burgers, though, but that's pretty easily. Just put it in the pan and just let it cook, huh? Walk away from it. That's how you burn soy burgers. Yeah, well, if my God's told me not to intervene, you know what I'm going to tell my God? Scoot on over because I'm going in. There's nothing going to destroy my family. I ain't going to wait for God to do it. I'm going to get out there and do it myself. You know, John, Stinky, that is why you don't get money from nobody. Because they don't like the lies. They don't like you talking shit. They don't like anything that you do. Besides rap and rage, we love it when you beat on your table and yell and scream like a little fucking 8-year-old boy having a temper tantrum. Because that's what you remind me of. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that myself, kid, that when he loses all these properties, his God's going to give him a better property. Yeah, London, London, Kentucky homeless shelter is where you will be going, Von Hilton. Yep, a little boy who can't get his way just gets on the floor and stomps and pounds on the floor. I seen that too, Haven. He's going to get a free house in Russia. Are there any bridges that there ain't no bridges that he can literally live under? No. We have little bridges that water flow through. If he lives up under them bridges, he's going to get wet every day because these creeks do not stop. Like I said, he will have to go all the way to London, Kentucky, which is probably about a 45-minute hour drive from him. And that is the closest homeless shelter for him to live in. Yeah, that's a good thing. He will find, yeah, if he goes up under them bridges, he'll finally get a bath. I mean, that's common sense. I mean, Von Hilton, you really, really thought someone would loan you that money? You really thought Todd would give you 3 grand and not be able to get his money back? You know, some of us trolls might be stupid, like me. Okay? But I ain't that stupid. Vaughn, what happened to your gods letting you hit that lottery? You spend $100 million on fucking lotteries and still ain't hit it? I think your gods are lying to you, buddy. They ain't giving you no power numbers. Yeah, exactly. Todd is loaning him the money, exactly, with collateral. The collateral is the property. Todd's going to make sure he gets his money back. Back to the conversation. Somebody donated to somebody the other day on a live show. She says that her kids ain't had much. They got hit with that part of that hurricane that come up through Kentucky. They got kind of flooded. They had a few problems. They couldn't get out and get food. So they were scraping and scrounging. Somebody donated to them. And I thanked the person. The person thanked the person. This morning I wake up and the person that received the money from the other person, she sent it back to her this morning. And I was like, she gave it to you to feed the girls. She gave it to you out of the kindness of her heart. And you sent it back to her? She goes, yeah, out of the kindness of my heart, I'm saying thank you. And I gave it back to her. Someday I might need it again and she'll give it to me again. That's how it works. Von Hilton, have you ever sent Solar Marshall anything for the $500 in dog food that he's bought? Oh, you did send him something. I forgot. You and J Dubs both send him something. Heartache. Saying that he fucking poisoned your dogs. And you expect this man to help you again? You assault me, you talk shit about me, and then you want money from me? You got some fucking huge motherfucking coconuts, buddy. Yeah, no doubt. She's already married, but nice try, Richie. Yep, she's already married. Thinks she's married to Stiber's brother. Hey, Russia, get ready. Stinky will be on his way shortly. Yep. Yeah, you trolls took all Vaughn's money. You guys killed his mom and his dad, and might as well killed his kids because they ain't in his house. You killed his wife. Now you're trying to steal his property. You trolls are pretty bad out there, but I love every one of you. Sonny, because he says that the president of Russia is going to give him a free home, free property, free food. Everything's free over in Russia, he said. Putin's going to give him everything. The only thing Putin's going to give him is a straight shot to hell. He thinks he ain't going to have problems in Russia. You still got to pay your bills. You still got to pay your rent. You still got to buy food. You still got to buy your drinks. You still got to buy your gasoline to get your vehicle around. Vaughn, goodbye. See ya. Enjoy Russia. And there's no returns. Once you leave, buddy, to go to Russia, please do never not come back to the U.S. We don't want you here. Yeah, he is getting more delusional by the day. You got that right, Sonny. Couple more days, Todd will be here. He'll be buying up them liens. I'm gonna open my window and get some fresh air rolling in here. I'll let some of this cigarette smoke out of the house. Yeah, I just thought that was weird that somebody donated to somebody and they literally bought their food, fed their kids, and she got her money yesterday and she sent the money back to the person that sent her the money. Yes, it is true, Sonny. Todd will be here early Monday morning. Well, he'll arrive in town Sunday night. And he's going to grab a hotel room. He's going to wake up Monday morning. As soon as the court's open, he's going to go down there and do the paperwork and get everything done. He says he's going to stop and see me, Sonny. And I will go live if Todd shows up at my house, where everybody can see. But if Todd says he's going to do something, I believe Todd, because Todd has never lied to me before. He did what he's always said he's going to do. He told Vaughn he was going to call Beverly. Oh, no, you better not. You can go to prison. I'll call the state troopers on you. What did Todd do? He called Beverly. Not just once. He called twice. Then he even called the clerk of courts to find out if it was still in a trust, which we all found out. It is not in a trust no more. So that means it's all in Vaughn Hilton's name. There's 3 of them, Sonny. 2 of them are already gone. Stinky's neighbor, Thumper, took the biggest 2. He took the best 2. But Todd has taken the last 3. Well, Sonny, I do too. Like I said, I don't really know Todd well. You know, I kind of just got to know him over the last couple years. I'm getting to know him. But Todd did start a fundraiser for me one time. Told me if I got my Cash App that maybe I can get some help to help me move. Todd was my biggest donor. Todd matched everything that the whole YouTube, everybody that I was on my show that day donated something, and Todd matched it. Well, he's not the teacher. He is the principal of the elementary school. He is also a bus driver on Vaughn Hilton's route. So he is the man who used to pick up Vaughn Hilton's kids right in front of the house.
You give you his real name.
Who, what?
I could give you the principal's real name.
What is his real name?
Jim.
His real name is Jim? Okay. I always called him Thumper. Always. I don't care if he was at the school or not. We've always called him Thumper. Yeah, it's not a teacher. He is the principal of the elementary school.
I stopped and talked to him.
Okay.
Guy.
And then when Stinky started having problems with him, Stinky changed elementary schools. Thought he was going to get away with it. Well, within probably the first week, the elementary school at Burning Springs started calling children's services about the way the kids were coming to school. the smell they had on them, the head lice medicine in their hair still. Sonny, he can make money if he really wanted to. He don't. He don't want to get off his lazy ass and do anything. Hi, Rudolph. Good morning, Santos. Okay. Yeah, that is messed up. I mean, he's complaining about this, that, and everything. If his lazy ass would have got up and got out of went to fucking work, while his mommy was paying all the bills, he should have plenty of money sitting there. Oh, I forgot. He didn't work. He stole all of his mom's money, and now all that his mom's money's gone, he has nothing else to do. He can't steal from nobody else. And that's why he's crying out to Cash App. Please give him money. People, he had $32,000, what, 2 years ago? What did he spend it on? I could literally live off $32,000 for a very long time. I mean, my bills run $1,000 a month. That means 32,000. I could have lived for what, 3.5 years without paying any bills and use that 32,000, and then all my Social Security checks, I could have banked them. Vaughn, you should have took your ass to work a long time ago, like when you first moved down there. You said you worked at the cookie factory. What happened, boy? There is a cookie factory in London, so maybe you did. I'm not saying you didn't. What happened? Did you get fired because you didn't show up? Did you get fired because you wouldn't work? Good morning, Jeffrey. He should have paid. He had enough money. He could have paid them taxes for 3 or 4 years ahead. All he had to do was stick that fucking money in the bank and let it sit there until taxes were due. Like I said, he's got money coming in, but he's using the money that's coming in to pay his bills, not to fix the houses, not to get someone else in there to rent them, but to pay his own bills and to feed him. Von Hilton, you said a long time ago, and you are still saying it. The trolls, the frost, are all starving you. You're going to die of starvation. But every day you get on this camera, you are eating something. How can somebody be starving and sitting there eating a TV dinner at the exact same time? I want to know how that works. How do you say you're starving but sitting there eating a TV dinner? That's not starving, Vaughn. Starving's when you ain't had nothing to eat in 3 or 4 days. As you know, the human body can do without for a week in food.
I can't.
Yeah, you can't, baby, but that's because you're a diabetic.
I know.
Yes, Sonny, I agree. I complained about that from the first day show. And tell you the truth, Sonny, that ain't just Stinky. That's John Way or anybody else that eats online. That's for everybody that eats online. There is not one time that anybody has ever seen me eat online. I usually block the camera. I mean, don't put me wrong. I've been online and ate, but I block the camera. I don't let you all watch me open my mouth and watch me chew my food and see if I open my mouth while I'm chewing or any of that. That is as nasty as can be. I left girls. I've dated girls who would chew with their mouth open while they're eating. I've left them because I can't stand that. Yeah, it is to me too, Sonny. Usually, when you got a mouthful of food, you're supposed to have your mouth closed and chewing it. A lot of people talk with food in their mouths. A lot of people chomp real loud and like Vaughn. Well, Nate, I don't know what you're seeing, but it's showing me I got 31 viewers and I only got 8 thumbs up. Morning, Polly. Morning, Nate. Welcome to the Big Larry Show. As you all know, Stinky did do a morning coffee thing. Begging people for money to be put on his YouTube account or his Cash App. Crying that no one's giving him any money to, and he's going to be offline here pretty soon because he can't get no one to pitch in to pay his light bill. What happened to that money he had? Didn't he say he was going to pay his bills with it? He must not have paid his bills. He bought 5 cases of Mountain Dew. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to starve neither. I wouldn't want to die of thirst neither. But Vaughn, if you don't get that paid, you ain't going to have a place to pay the bills. You ain't going to have a place to make your food. So you ain't going to need none of that. Yeah, he believes he's a little of everything. Yeah, Richie, if that was true, then Dr. Pepper owes me a lot of money. Good morning, Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty, you might want to check your Cash App card. I heard a story this morning. Nothing bad, though. Nothing bad. Mountain Mama posted to me this morning that she sent you that money back. She says thank you. She says she appreciates it 100%. And I told her that she wasn't supposed to give that money back. She's like, well, I might need it again, and she'll send it to me again. That's just how she is, Kitty. She don't like to get people to help her, even though they need help, and they've been getting a lot of help from a lot of people. So that's a really good thing. I mean, somebody even donated a trailer to them. And Mountain Daddy has been putting new walls and everything. I mean, the trailer inside was totally gutted. The good thing was is that it had a good shell. and he's going to turn it into a little house where the girls have bedrooms and they have a place to cook and all this and that. They were living in a drivable camper for almost a year. I agree 100%, Miss Kitty. And I did tell her why she was here with the wife. Don't ever let them kids go hungry. They ever need something, you call me. If I have to take the food out of my own mouth to make sure their two girls eat, I will do that. Me doing without food for 3, 4 days, it ain't gonna hurt me. I'm still 267 pounds. It wouldn't hurt me one bit to not eat for 3 or 4 more days. No, you're not. You're not interrupting me. You're not intruding. You know better than that. Oh yeah, I think Stinky will be mad if he sees Todd here and me and Todd doing a show together. Like I said, we're not gonna do a show. Todd will come in, I'll shake his hand, and I'll probably try to turn the cameras towards him. That way everyone sees that he's here. But I know Todd's not gonna be here long. I invited him for lunch. The Frost family invited him for lunch, not just me, not just my family. Jim and Millie's invited him. Jeff has invited him. But like he says, it is a 12-hour drive. He's going to buy these leans. He's going to stop in and say hi to me for a few minutes. And he's back on the road because he's got to work the next morning. Vaughn Hilton, Stinky. That is what you do when you have a job. You make sure you're there every single day for you can get money to pay your bills. Todd might be one of your biggest trolls, but at least he knows how to work. He knows how to make money. He knows how to pay his bills. I don't think anybody signed up for it. Yeah, he kept saying Todd just needs to loan him the money. Todd just needs to loan him the money, and he'll send Todd $50 a month until it's paid for. Do you believe Todd thinks that Vaughn's going to send him the money? I don't. Vaughn's never gave anybody money back at all in his whole life to anybody. He's always took the money, but he's never sent nothing back. I don't, hell, he never even said thank you to Solar Marshall for $500 worth of dog food. John J Dubs is the one that said thank you, not Vaughn. And it was Vaughn's dogs. Exactly, Miss Kitty. Todd knows that Vaughn will not pay him back. Vaughn, you got so many lies out there, nobody can believe you. Well, John J Dub says Solar Marshall poisoned the dogs. I agree, Armor. I wish it would happen, but he turned us down. He ain't going to pay the taxes, so he will be homeless. Yes, he will. Poking out? Hell, they're probably sticking out. They're probably completely out. Them wild animals been out there eating it. Oh yeah, it's still laying out there by the barn. Yeah, Mountain Mama and Mountain Daddy, they come over yesterday. Me and Mountain Daddy sat together for a couple, 3 hours while the girls went and got their hair done and did what they had to do. Mountain Mama got a haircut, got her hair curled. Yep, couldn't believe he did that show this morning, begging for money. Saying if people didn't give him money, that his internet's going to be going off. That he's not going to be live for no more. Vaughn, that's the best news ever, buddy. You shouldn't be live. You should be taking care of things. Shut that shit off. Take all that money and pay your fucking liens for you don't lose your house. No, you rather play on a computer and play with horse vaginas than worry about your house. Vaughn, you says I'm retarded. I only made it to the 6th grade. For being a 6th grader, it seems like I'm a little smarter than you because I still have a roof over my head. All my bills are paid. You're going to lose everything. Like I said, if it was me, I'd be out there having a yard sale and getting rid of some of that stuff. But he's too lazy to put stuff outside for a yard sale. He ain't got Tim to do it, so I don't know what's going on, but pretty soon, once he loses the house and he has nowhere to go, he's not going to be able to take none of that furniture with him. All that furniture and everything's going to stay right in the house. Whoever got it is going to get everything. I mean, if you had the right dogs, yeah, he could sell dogs. But not his dogs. Them are just hind mutts. Now, if they were thoroughbreds or, they were real good dogs, then I could see that happening. But with them just being mutts, he's not going to sell them. Yeah, he says he did government work for the United States. Well, they must not have taught him too much because it don't look like he knows how to survive. Yeah, he could, Sonny, but that ain't what Todd wants. Todd is literally gonna just buy the liens and he's trying to almost double his money. And that is what everyone should be doing. If I have $1,000, if I have 2,000 and I can turn it into 4,000 within 6 months, and I can afford to have that 2,000 out there where I don't need it right now, I'm going to try to go for that 4,000. I'll try to double my money if I can get away with it. It's a lot easier doing it with liens because you know you're going to get your money back than doing it with the lottery tickets, because once you buy your lottery tickets, your money's gone unless you hit. And the odds of you hitting one in what, 500 million people across the United States? But yeah, Sonny, he could. Morning, Todd. Nah, I doubt that, Todd. I mean, I know you're a smart man and all, but you will get your money back. You will make a profit. It's your money to spend. Exactly. You spend it whatever way you want. But I know you'll get your money back. Oh, people will buy them. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. I have no doubt about that, Nate. If it ain't just the neighbors buying the land and getting rid of the trailers and using it for gardening. Well, I mean, I'm surprised Thumper didn't take them all, to be honest. But Thumper only wants two of the properties. He wants the two dead across the street from his house. He don't want ones down the road. He don't want one that's halfway across town. He wants the ones right across the street. That way he can move his boys in it. That means he can go out and sit in his rocking chair and he could literally watch his grandbabies playing across the street. There ain't nothing better in the world than that. Sitting in your rocking chair at 80 something years old and watching your grandkids or great grandchildren over there in the yard playing. It just came through, Santos. Thank you. I think it would, Nate, if they're interested in buying. But if they're not, like Todd ain't, they're just going to let it run through the auction and they will give Todd his money back. And whatever's left from that auction, I think Vaughn gets the rest of it. Morning, Pan. Man with the pan. But, you know, I know what Todd's going to have into the liens and everything. He will get his money back. There's no doubt about that. Even if Todd says spends 2,000, the properties are worth at least 4,000. So Todd will get his money back. Now, will the houses or the properties go any higher than probably what Todd's got going on? No. I mean, Vaughn might make maybe a couple $100 off the deal if he's lucky. And every penny that's left, Vaughn will probably buy lottery tickets with it. He'll take the last $100 in his pocket and go buy all lottery tickets walking down the street. No vehicle, no house, no nothing. I still say he would spend the last $100 bill in his pocket and buy all lottery tickets. He wouldn't worry about buying something to eat. He wouldn't worry about something to drink. He wouldn't worry about a roof over his head. He's just worried about playing that lottery and hitting it. Like I said, 1 out of 500 million people want to hit that lottery. What makes him think he's more better than any one of us? He's not. Good morning, Boo. I mean, there was a few times he said, "Oh, I won! I hit the lottery! I won! I won!" Yeah, what'd he win? Couple $100? A $5 ticket? Did he hit two numbers and got a whole $5? Spent 800 and got $5 back. Boy, that sounds like a good investment, Vaughn. Yeah, exactly, Santos. No, as far as I know, he's buying the Powerball and Mega Millions. Yes, exactly, Kitty. But he ain't even tried none of that. I can bust the bubble now. I mean, because I know I'm never going to get it. Inside one of Alice's China huts is a Jesus's supper. And Alice went over to where Jesus was born, Israel. She has been there twice. And she brought a Jesus's supper back from Israel that is completely made out of wood. And I've been telling everybody I will give them $100 bill for it instantly. I don't care if they go over there and do his dishes. Tell him $20, but tell him instead of giving you 20, give you that Jesus' supper thing, and I will give them $100 bill for it. But nobody's did it, so now it's open, and you guys all know exactly what I wanted out of Alice's house. There's only two things in that house that I would want, and that is old pictures of my grandfather, my great grandfather, and the whole family, and that Jesus' supper. I would love to have that. So, I mean, if it ever goes out on the market, if I ever see it out there on his table or something, yes, I will buy it. I will give him $100 bill for it right now. I ain't too worried about that deer head. Them deer heads are dime a dozen. I mean, I could kill one tomorrow, exact same size if I wanted. It was more kind of a sentimental value because that is the last one my father killed. But it is not the only one my father killed. We have a couple of them that my father's killed that are on the walls. That is just one that he happened to kill around Alice's house. Miss Alice liked it and she wanted to put it on her wall because she had none. So my dad let her put it on his wall. Yeah, I know, Nate. I know. Yeah, there's $100 right there. And that offers out to anybody. If he would have a yard sale, he would have got the money up. But that don't mean have the yard sale at the end of the month. You got to have them yard sales at the beginning of the month. When us welfare bum and social security bums all have our money. That's when we go to yard sales, is when we got money. You can't have it at the end of the month because you have a yard sale at the end of the month. The only one that's got money at the end of the month are people that work every day who gets them paychecks every Friday. Them are the men that's got and women that's got money all the time. When you live on a fixed income, you got the first week or two, you survive, you buy what you need, you get what you need. The end of the month, you just sit around being broke, doing nothing. And I know because I've been going through that same routine since I started getting Social Security. Since I've been hospitalized where I can't move around, where I can't work no more. "31 viewers, 14 thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy Big Larry being on Friday morning. I've been on for an hour, so I'm putting it out there. Vaughn did do a coffee show this morning, crying that he needed money or he's going to lose his power. I've been doing good, Tom, and we were talking about you the other day. I am doing good, buddy. I hope you're doing good too. Morning, Ronnie Ray. As you all know, I was in Secular Opinions Live yesterday. I was there for a few minutes. I got tired. I just shut it off. I went to bed. I figured it was just going to be a whole rerun stuff of everything I've already know because, I'm a YouTuber, so I get on, I see everything. So most of that stuff last night was reruns for me, so I didn't even watch it.
So, Ronnie Ray said hi.
Ronnie Ray, the wife, is yelling hi. Miss Kitty, she's already said hi to you.
Yeah, but then I'm sorry.
He's still in. We got a couple more days, Tom. Yeah, I think I was dozing off the first 5 minutes, Kitty. With me staying up with Solar Marshall until 4:30 that morning, it put me in all kinds of wacky sleeping arrangements. Usually I'm up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Here I'm not waking up till 7:38 now. And the wife's like, "Oh, honey, I gotta get my shot in me." "Yeah, I know, honey. Get the coffee going. Let's go." Vaughn ain't even out there trying to make money. He's just out there begging for it. He just wants everybody to donate to him. You know, personally, people, if somebody out there in this world needed help and they needed donations, I could see helping them. I could see help donating to them. But when he gets on here and says he's putting us all in hell cell because we're telling the truth and he's lying and we're calling him out on his lies, and he yells and screams and beats on his table and all that, he expects somebody to give him money. That's not going to work. People are not going to give you money for that, Vaughn. Vaughn Hilton, Lady in the Tramp, has got more money this month than you have probably the old 10 years, 20 years ago. And that was just enough for her to get some hot dogs and some potato chips for her girls. I ain't, oh yeah, there he is. I'm sorry. Good morning, Solar. I didn't even know you were here. Well, I did pretty good, Marshall. We stayed up until 4:30, buddy. So we did good. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do the mods if we don't donate to him. You got that right, Ronnie. Yes, exactly, Tom. Well, and that's what I'm saying, Santos. I mean, if Von Hilton wouldn't have talked shit and did all this lying and he was truthful from the get go and was an honest guy, people would help him. But he's not. Yeah, the real Rambo is in the house, people. Rambo Frost, Rambo Ronnie Frost. Yeah, that's the only thing we could ever expect, Tom, is death and taxes. Yeah, he lies about everything, Marshall. Everything. Yeah, that train left the station, yeah, years ago, Tom. Yeah, I know he's not allowed to tell a lie. I think his God's got him saying it wrong. He's not allowed to tell the truth. Yeah, he's not allowed to neglect his kids, but he did. Yeah, a moderate citizen who has never worked. I mean, how can he say he worked 3 jobs when he literally read it online saying that when he retires from Social Security, he will get a lousy 25 cents? Yeah, he says it so much he believes his own stories. And I believe that too, Kitty. And that's the point, cuz he can't prove none of it. He can't prove shit. Yeah, squirrels getting more than 25 cents. Exactly. And yeah, he won't even try it to prove it. Yeah, give him 4,000. He promises to give you 50 a month until it's paid. I don't believe that one way. And, it's just like he said it about Todd. Oh, Todd, give me the money and I'll pay you 50 a month. Todd ain't gonna do that. Todd is not that dumb. Stinky might be that dumb. John Way might be that dumb. But Todd is not that dumb. I'm sorry, guys. To me, Todd is a very smart man. Yeah, Todd is not that dumb. Exactly. Thank you, Todd. Tom, it wasn't across the country. It was just across Kentucky. He never left the state of Kentucky. The kids never left the state of Kentucky. Yeah, that's what he did, Solar Marshal. He would cut the bag open and pour it all right on the ground. So 3 days later, when it rains, if the dogs didn't eat it all and it rained, it all got wet and nasty, moldy, and the dogs then quit eating it. And now you got a pile of dog food sitting in the yard that's all moldy. Yeah, that is one good thing, Solar, I got to say about you, buddy. At least you were smart enough to send dog food and not the cash. Because if you would have sent the cash, he probably never would have bought the dog food. Yeah, never send stinky money. Just like he kept saying, "Oh, I need 7,000 for my mom's funeral." No, he didn't. His mom had it paid for. His mom had everything taken care of. Yeah, I bet. I bet so, Solar Marshal. Every last Friday of the month, Oneida Catholic or Christian church gives food away. Vaughn don't even go down there to see what they got. Don't put me wrong, there are some stuff that we don't eat that we get and we give to other people, but there's a lot of foods that we will eat and we keep them. First time Vaughn's ever had to stand on his own 2 feet, and he is falling miserably. Very true, Ronnie. That is when we had that flood through here, Marshall. The Red Cross came in and another company came in and they were giving out hot meals to people that couldn't cook, couldn't get out. I mean, because of all the problems that was going around, they helped. My family was getting it too. We had food in the refrigerator and in the freezer, but they were still bringing us food. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the churches give away free food the last Friday of every month. And when all them floods were coming through, they used to come. They had two different companies in here, the Red Cross and some other company, and they were given every house. They go to, they drive around on four by fours or whatever they call them. They wasn't four wheelers. They were where two or three people could ride in it at a time. And they had a big old thing in the back of their little cart, and they were given every household. They, how many people's in your family? Well, we got four. They would give us four dinners or four lunches. 2, 3, 4 hours later, they come through again and give us another meal.
We gave us dog food and cat food too.
Yeah, they gave us dog food and cat food too. I mean, in Kentucky, they will help you if you need help. They're not shy. They don't run away when people need help. In the state of Kentucky, if you need help, they will step in and help you if they can. But they expect you to take the help. They don't expect you to smack them in the fucking face for it, like Vaughn did to Solar Marshall with the dog food. Well, Wood, we got a little bit of wind and rain. We didn't get hit too bad. The rain did a lot of flooding through here because of all the mountains and the mountains getting a lot of rain and it brought all the creeks all up. We didn't get hit bad this year compared to what we got a couple years ago. Yeah, he's always running his name or his mouth on the Frost name, but that's about the worst he can do. We all know as a Frost, as I am a Frost, if I have any problems, I need anything, I can call a family member, and that family member will stand up and help me. I didn't burn my Frost bridges. My bridges are still fully connected, not even a board missing. Well, yeah, the Red Cross, they were cooking some good foods up back then. I remember it. That's been a couple years ago. That's when I lived over in that other place. That's when all them big floods came in, where I thought literally I was going to have to get a rowboat, and me and my family was going to have to get in a rowboat. Mountain Mama, her husband, and their two 3-year old, 5-year old girls both all had to be put in a rowboat and taken out of their house because their first floor had 4.5 foot of water in it. They had 2 stories, but their first floor was underwater. They got hit really, really bad that year. Her grandfather drove down and he gave her a camper, one of them drivable, you camper that you get in, you can drive. He gave her one of them until they got that house fixed back up. Well, they decided not to go back to the house. They put the trailer on their property and they've been living there since. Yeah, they were right in town. They were in the middle of town. I mean, the gas station, Bowling Market, it had almost 4 foot of water inside the store. Everything 4 foot and down was destroyed. They literally had to pump the gas back out of the wells and put all new gas in because it was filled with water. I like that too, Tom. Yeah, Marshall, they don't know yet. It's still me a couple more weeks before we get a total count of how many died during that. Even though Stinky says only 3 people died from it. Stinky, they're over the 50 marker, so your 3 didn't work. Over 200 now. Yeah, he's telling everybody he did it. He went out there with his Louis the Slugger baseball bat and sent it west. Or the funniest thing about that, Marshall, is my stepdad lives west of me. He lives just below Paducah, Kentucky. All they got was a little bit of rain and a little bit of wind. They didn't get shit. We got hit worse than they did. Yeah, he definitely did do that. Yeah, it was over us. We got it. We were getting 50, 60 mile an hour winds and literally raining cats and dogs. Yeah, we got a lot of rain and a lot of wind is what we got. Yeah, Richie, that's probably it. No power. I've been trying to get a hold of my cousin. She lives down there in the panhandles of Florida. And it took me like 3 or 4 days to finally get to talk to her. She finally got somewhere that she can use her phone and have live internet. So she did post something yesterday telling everybody she did make it through, her and her family. Everything Vaughn has, he's stolen from somebody. Yeah, day 8, no power in North Carolina. And that's all you can do, Rebecca. Get in a safe room and cuddle with the kids and, I don't know, tell a story, keep them where they're not too worried. Even though you were worried, but you don't let the kids know. You just let them know that everything's going to be good. 37 viewers, 23 thumbs up. Few people's not thumbing up me, so they must not like my show today. And I've been on an hour and 28 minutes. I don't know if she got damaged, but we lost like 3 or 4 trees. That's about it. All the lights and all my wife's butterflies and all that. She picked them all up before the storm got here and put them all inside the vehicle. That way they didn't blow away. Yes, I'm still on land. We lost power for 10 hours. That's good, Roland. Yeah, it's good to get yourself a generator, especially if you see these storms 3 or 4 or 5 times a year. It is smart to get yourself a generator. No, Cisco ain't said nothing to me. I was doing one yesterday calling Cisco out and telling him, he don't have to be afraid to come here. I mean, it ain't like I want to fight and argue with him. I'm not going to yell and scream. I just kind of want to believe, I want to kind of know what he really believes that Vaughn tells him is true or not. I kind of want to just find out how dumb he really is. I mean, I understand Cisco needs friends, but I mean, it's easy to find friends. Yeah, Solar Marshall, I know. Uncle Jim has one. Uncle Jim and Millie had one put in this year. Yeah, I bet it is early there, Jacob. Yeah, he probably does, Solar Marshall. I mean, really, pretty. Tell you the truth, Solar Marshall. I was just going to do Cisco the same way I did you. When I first met you. I remember when I first met you, you were talking some shit about the frost a little bit. You were agreeing with Vaughn, and I called you out. Me and you got on a show together, and we sat and talked. We are now friends. We have always been that way since our talk. I filled you in on what I really thought was true. Was I completely right? I don't know. Most of the stuff, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to do the same thing I did to you, same thing I did to Andrea. We call them reality checks. No, nothing on him yet. I'm not expecting nothing to him till Tuesday or Wednesday of next week before it's even put in the paper and everything. Time to finish the morning J. Yep, let it age like fine wine. 46 viewers, 31 thumbs up. Well, Solar Marshall, that's because I don't get on here and lie and talk shit and this and that. I mean, this is an open conversation, an open YouTube chat where people can get together and talk about things. I mean, like I said, there's some things I do not know about life itself. There's some things I might know that I might be exaggerating a little. And a lot of you guys out there will know the answers. A lot of you guys know the truth. And you guys are going to say, oh, no, Larry, you're wrong. It's this, this, and this, which I like that. I want to be told. I'm still learning. I might be almost 60 years old, but I am still learning. Well, yeah, Solar Marshall, that's what Mountain Daddy had last night. Me, I had their steak and cheese from Subway. We ate Subway last night. I still got almost a half a sandwich in there. Yeah, I had the steak and cheese, double the steak. I'm a meat eater, so I got double the meat. Today, Vaughn taught us what a starving artist is. You know, how do you say that starving artist? When you say starving artist, I'm not thinking he's starving for food. I think he's starving to sell his pictures. Like I said, though, I'm not too smart, so I don't know. I got what Vaughn wants: Social Security, disability, VA. You got that right, Ronnie. He's starving for attention. I agree, Todd. Good morning, Sharon. He ain't gonna get no money for that solar. You know he's talking a lot of shit. I don't think he'd even move the clothes. And him moving the computer, I don't think he'll move the computer. He'll have Tim do it for him. Yeah, it looked like half of his floor was done. The outer half was wood and the inner half was checkered boards. What's he going to sit there and play chess on his middle of his living room floor? No, Tim don't work. Yeah, and he ain't got nowhere to move, so he ain't moving. Yeah, so outdated. Hell, that's back in the 70s and 80s, huh, Miss Kitty? Yeah, black and white checkers. Personally, Solar Marshall, I think Thumper is literally going to pull the trailers both off the property. He's going to have a house or two built. They're not going to keep them trailers. Them trailers are too far gone. Thumper has a $500,000 home across the street. He is not going to put some fucking house trailers across the street from him. He's not going to put his boys in no trailer. He's going to have a couple homes built for his boys to live in. Can Thumper afford it? Thumper can afford anything he wants. I give it a year. I don't give him 2, Tom. He wants the land. I know that's true, Solar. He's been saying it all along. He wants to cut hay off the fields to feed his animals. They don't make big money, but he does pretty good. And he ain't just the principal, he's a bus driver. And he does a lot of stuff around the community. He is well known in our community. Oh yeah, he did a lot better than Stinky. He hates Vaughn. He's literally told me that he has sat on his front porch and heard Vaughn in Vaughn's mom's house, Aunt Alice's house, yelling at her. And they're in the house. He could still hear them yelling. And that's why Thumper don't like Vaughn. Down here, we respect our parents. I don't believe the dog was shot. Vaughn can't show us a shot where the bullet went through the dog. Show me, Vaughn, that the dog got shot. Yeah, Solar Marshall, I agree. And that wasn't just on camera. That was not a show, Marshall. He treated his mom like that all the time. That's what I'm thinking, Santos. That dog starved to death and he's just telling everybody that somebody killed it. I don't believe that. I would think he would have called the police for one. Agree, Happy. And two, I'm surprised he didn't get on here and say, oh, somebody's shooting and they must be shooting at me. I'm surprised he didn't say one of you trolls were there shooting at him and missed him and got his dog. Yes, there's a lot of snakes around here and poisonous. We have copperheads and rattlesnakes. They're both deadly. I mean, we got a few others, but them are our 2 deadliest snakes. Yep, see, Ronnie just verified it. Copperheads and rattlesnakes. Yeah, the gray alien must have came back and killed the dog. Yes. Yeah, when I lived in that other place over there back in the woods, back in that holler where I was renting from Alice, buddy, we killed like 15 copperheads in 8 years. I know we had to kill probably 14 or 15 rattlesnakes in that 8 years. Well, I don't know if they were great to eat, but we were shooting them, and my dog would grab them, and they would play tug of war with them. The only snake I didn't kill was we found a 5.5 foot black snake. And I've always been told do not kill the black snakes because they will kill the copperheads and they will kill the rattlesnakes. So I left that one go. We got bears, we got cats. I don't know if we got wolves. I'm going to say we probably do. Coyotes. We don't have panda bears yet, even though Vaughn says we do. Remember, he had one running down the road last month. Yeah, agree, Ronnie. Always carry a gun on you. You don't know when you're going to need it. Yeah, you're right, Tom. You got to watch for them ticks, too. Well, weather guy, I wouldn't mind if it was out in the wild in the wilderness, but they were literally coming in my home. When them snakes start coming in your home, you need to start getting rid of them. Yes, we had mice, we had rats, and that's what they were doing. They were looking for them. They were hungry. They were looking for them. I don't know, Solar Marshal. You would think they would have paid their rent if they were going to pay it already. I just paid mine yesterday. Yep, there's the food. Yeah, he ain't waived his cash yet. You're right, weather guy. So I don't think he's collected his rent yet because he ain't waived his cash. Ronnie Ray, all my bills are paid too, buddy. And thank God it's still summertime because we have a little extra money we can play with. You got to pay your taxes Monday? Okay. Well, he's going to get $700 for rent. But if he did a show yesterday with him having 5 cases of Mountain Dew, there went the rent money. He went down and bought TV dinners and 5 cases of Mountain Dew to help him get through the rest of the month and didn't pay the bills. That's good, Tom. Yes, Ronnie, it is definitely a mess. You know, like I said, me moving over here, my rent did go up. I do pay more rent here than I did over there. But all my other bills are lower. Every one of my other bills are all lower. The only thing, my rent went up $200. Yeah, 60-year-old teenager. I agree. Yeah, 5 cases might last him about 2 weeks, is the way he drinks it. And to tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie. We could probably go through 5 cases in 2 weeks, but it's me, the wife, and the boy. It ain't just me. 2 cases, 3 cases would last me the whole month. I probably drink maybe 2 or 3 Dr. Peppers a day. My wife just rolled her eyes at me, so maybe I exaggerated a little. Maybe it's an extra one or so. Yes, exactly. Get that discount if you can get it, Tammy. Wow. You know, you got to pay, Ronnie Ray, when you're living in the kingdom. You know, you live in one of them big old castles now. You got to pay some money. Because he's planning on putting trailers on it, Tom. He was planning on keeping the empty properties and having trailers put on it and renting them out too. I mean, personally, I'd be trying to keep them too, and I agree. I would be putting trailers on them. For more trailers he has, the more money he's got coming in. But for him to do that, he's got to have money coming in to begin with. And he's letting the renters get away with stuff. He's letting this person do this. He's doing that. He's not spending his money the way he's supposed to be. What's wrong, baby?
I asked you if you turned the fan.
No, I didn't. The wind probably just blew it. Yeah, you don't even know how to fill out a lottery form. And that does not surprise me at all, Tom, because he don't know how to do welfare paperwork. He don't know how to do social security paperwork. So I agree with you. He wouldn't know how to do the lottery tickets neither. When does he get his $67,000 for the locks being changed? Ask Ronnie Ray. He should be collecting that from Ronnie Ray. Ronnie Ray's the one that did that locks. Bad Ronnie. You troll. You tried to kill him. Locked him out of his house. Yes, Stivers is going to give him something, all right. Oh, hello, 44-4. Yeah, Miss April is in the background laughing. You got that right, Ronnie. Good ears. Welcome to the Big Larry Show. 24 viewers, 33 thumbs up. We're losing a lot of people. I'm thinking people's going to work. People's got things to do. I understand. Appreciate you. Every one of you is coming to watch me be a fool on here. As you all know, I enjoy getting online. I enjoy having friends. I enjoy talking to a lot of people on the other side of the pond, like you, Tom. Ronnie, the wife wants to know how's the wife. I used to Solar Marshall. I was a true heart of the Cowboys, but man, they're getting so bad in the last 30 something years, man. I mean, it's kind of hard to even keep you know, rooting for them. Ronnie Ray says she's spoiled.
Okay.
What team do you go for, Solar? You guys play us this week? Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, the Steelers. That they're a pretty good team too when they get it all situated and they got the right team. Do I think Jerry Jones should have spent that much money on that quarterback? I would have made that quarterback prove that he was worth that money before I gave it to him. And what he's proven right now, he ain't proven that he ain't worth shit to me. If he's going to go to the playoffs again this year and choke, then the Cowboys just gave away a lot of fucking money for no reason. Yeah, exactly. As soon as he got the money, he cared less. I don't need people playing football that feels that way. I mean, and I'll say it clear as day. Tony Romo was a pretty decent quarterback, but he choked every time he got in the playoffs. Every time. He never took us to a Super Bowl. He always choked in the first or the second rounds of the playoffs. Yeah, $60 million a year. I could live off $60 million for the rest of my life. $60 million a year. All I need's 1 year. Give me that $60 million. I could live the rest of my life very, very comfortable on that. $33 viewers, 33 thumbs up. Yeah, he's guaranteed $60 million a year for the next 8 years, no matter if he's playing or not. Yeah, I know, Ronnie. Uncle Jim's been keeping it to himself. It's time for him to let it up. Yeah, I get fat too, Solar. Yeah, you're right, Ronnie. It's too late. I am already fat. But I've been doing good, Ronnie. I'm down to 267 the last time they weighed me in. That's almost a 100-pound loss in about a 5 year span. I'm losing, but it ain't real fast, but I'm losing. Ronnie, with your height at 190, buddy, you got to be looking like skin and bones. Your height, you should be about 2, 2 and a quarter. Is that wife over there starving you or what, Ronnie? I know you got sugar. It's diabetes. I understand. Love you, Marcia. I know you're not starving him. Just joking. Trying to do a show. Ronnie, are you a type 1 or a type 2 diabetes? My wife's a type 2. My wife has to take 4 insulin shots a day. Still think it's from eating whatever for 18 months straight. Oh, you talking about when you were in the service? It could be. It could be. Ronnie is type 2. My wife takes 4 shots every single day. Unless her sugar's low enough that she don't have to take a shot. She just needs to eat. They do have them, but only certain people are using them right now, Tom. My wife is still where she's got what they call insulin pens. So she finds out where she's at in her sugar count, if she's high or low, and she adjusts her needle to what she needs. Yeah, no doubt, Solar Marshal. My wife's on both. She takes 3 of the shorts and one long lasting every day. Old and lazy doesn't help. Agree, Ronnie, it doesn't. Well, that's good, Tom. And, too bad you didn't go and finish and do it and do that for 11, Tom. But at least now you know. You have a basic knowledge of how things work and what's going on. So, yeah, you're definitely a lot smarter than Stinky is. Life happens, exactly. Y'all, if I'm talking a lot, that's because I'm sitting here smoking my morning wake and bake still. I smoked a little when I first got on, and I'm hitting it again. That's one thing about me, and I will say it again. It was about Alice, too. One thing about Aunt Alice, and Ronnie Ray, you're on here. You could tell me if I'm wrong or not. Miss Alice loved to talk. She would talk your ear off. But I think it's because she never had nobody go around her. The only person that ever went around her was her son, Von Hilton. And he barely ever goes over there. I mean, he won't take her garbage out. He won't do nothing for her. The only time he ever went over there is probably when he wanted to steal money from her or needed something. She was lonely. I agree, Ronnie. And she wanted people to talk to. And that's why Uncle Jim ended up moving down here. For Alice had someone to be around. So Alice had someone to talk to. Alice had Jim and Millie to take her to the beauty shop and just to hang out, to do family things. Because Vaughn never did none of that shit. Vaughn would stay home and play on his fucking computer. Didn't give a shit about his mom until he's out of food or until he's out of drink. And then he'd go over to mommy's house and beg and plead and or steal it. I don't think she moved there to get away from him, Marshall. I think she moved back there because her younger brother and her father, her own father, her real blood father, were still alive when she moved back down here. She wanted to be closer to her dad. Her dad was up in his 90s when she moved back here. Alice is buried on the top of Vaughn's Hill, the hill right behind Vaughn's house, right next to her friend, right where she wanted to be. My great grandfather almost lived to 101. He was a month from his 101st birthday. But you got to remember, this is a man who didn't ever ride in a car until he was in his 80s. He was more horse and buggy kind of deals. I mean, yeah, I know he had to ride in a car one time when he went up to Hamilton. And that probably been what? Alice was born in 29, so I'm going to say by the 1940s, 45s, they were headed to Hamilton. Well, we know Von Hilton's mother, sorry, Von Hilton's mother's mother, which was Carrie Chandler, is buried in Hamilton, Ohio. She died when Alice was 13 years old. So that shows me that they lived in Hamilton, Ohio when Alice was 13. I think after that, my grandfather moved back here. Good morning, lady. Yes, the mountain air smells beautiful. Yeah, and that's what made him live a lot longer. Homegrown foods. And of course, God. He was definitely a God man. If there was a church, I don't care if it was 20 miles away from him, if there was a church open that night doing some preaching, he would drive 20 miles just to go to that church. Yeah, now if you two got a problem, you two can solve it yourself. I'm not getting involved in it. And I think you two know who I'm talking about. 34 viewers. I have 35 thumbs up. Been on 2 hours and 13 minutes. Sitting here still smoking my morning wake and bake at a quarter to 11. And I lit it at 8:30. Hit it a few, put it down. Hit it a few, put it down. Don't have to smoke the whole one if it's all good. If it's good, you just need a couple of tokes. I don't know if that was my wife or if that was a neighbor, but I heard somebody outside. I heard somebody.
Not me.
Okay. Oh, I know that's true. Well, I just want to make sure there's no problem because, I did say something this morning. You know, let me just drop it. I won't say a word. My mouth is shut. It's probably a closed deal, anyways. I mean, it really ain't no problem. I mean, Life is a tree of peaches right now. To me, it couldn't be much better. All my bills are paid. We got enough food to take us a few more days. And we have money put away in case we need food. We get our food stamps in about a week. Yell happy birthday to my brother and sister out there. Today's their birthday. Oh, I know. And that's the difference between living in the north and living in the south. Like I said, up in Toledo, if I'm driving down the street or I'm walking down the street and I start looking at something, say there's a guy and a girl sitting there talking and I start looking at them, usually the guy will say, "What the fuck you looking at?" Down here, I can walk through Manchester and see a guy and a girl standing there, and I'll walk by them and they'll say, "Hi, how you doing today? Beautiful day, ain't it?" It's totally different atmospheres. Up where I'm from, everything's in a quick hurry, fast as you can get it done. Down here, they almost work in reverse more than they do in drive. They are slow. They are quiet. They are friendly. They'll stop and talk to you for 15 minutes just because they're in no hurry neither. They're in no hurry to do anything. They just stop and talk to you. Hell, they invite you in for coffee. I mean, there's one time my wife went $5 over on the grocery bill. An older lady behind her. "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it for you." The wife was just going to put something back, but the lady literally paid the rest of my wife's bill. I bet you do, Miss Kitty. I hear it's a very beautiful state. I ain't never been there. I've been through that way, but I've never literally stopped and did visitations or anything anywhere. I've never stopped at none of your parks. But I hear it's a very beautiful state. But to tell you the truth, there's a lot of beautiful states. You just got to need to know where to go. Now, I don't know about Arizona. I mean, I don't think that'd be too beautiful. I've never been there, but they say it's all desert, so that can't be too beautiful. Yeah, I know you live up north now, Miss Kitty. See, thank you, weather guy, because I've never, my mom says that we lived in Arizona when I was a boy, a little boy, 2, 3 years old, maybe. I know they have cactuses, but I hear they're all sand and, whatever them bushes are that blow around, real windy, no big trees, no oaks or hickory or none of that stuff. I didn't even know if they had mountains. I thought they might be just straight flat land. I don't know. I've never been there since an adult or even a teenager where I would remember. We let pot deals happen at our house. We get $1 a pound. Okay. Yeah, Ronnie just moved down there, Miss Kitty. Got himself a nice, big, beautiful home close to a town where him and the family can find work if they need work. Yeah, exactly, weather guy. It's all different over there than what's here where we are. Timber or tumbler weeds. That's what that word was I was trying to say. See, like I said, I learn new every day. I knew there was a word for them. I've heard it before, but I just couldn't think of them. Yep, and see, all the kids are working, so that's good. Oh, I know you do, Ronnie. It's just like I don't understand. Vaughn did a show last week, guys, or a couple days back, and tell me if I'm wrong. Did he or did he not say that he had to pay the guys to go up there and cut the trees down? He has to pay for people to cut the trees. I don't think it works that way. I think you sign a piece of paper giving the company permission to walk on your property and see what trees they would like, which ones are big enough, which ones they could use, and they would tie something around them or take a can of red spray paint and put an X on them, and them would be the trees they want. When they cut them down and they put them on the truck and they drag them out, then Vaughn will get paid money for them. But Vaughn says he has to pay them to come in there and cut them out. He don't know what he's talking. Like I said, my cousin, she had some property and they were thinking about making a little bit of money by having it logged out. They went in there and they started logging. She got her first check for the first truck, and she looked at the boss and looked at that check and told them to get the hell off their property. They were destroying the land more than what she was making. Yes, I understand, Miss Kitty. That is very understandable. And Ronnie Ray, you know what cousin I'm talking about. You've lived in the house before that sits on that property. So you know exactly where I'm talking about. You should talk shit about anyone else, yet you lie just as much as your relative. What am I lying about? Tell me what I lied about. Doug, you're telling me that my cousin didn't tell them to get off her property? Wouldn't want to bet, would you?
No,
And
don't
I
bet.
will tell you something. I don't make bets with people unless I know I'm going to win them. Would you like to bet? Ronnie Ray knows what happened. He was there. She's still living. She's still alive. Her brother is still alive. They can tell you. Yeah, but at least, oh, you're lucky there's women on here. And my wife's sitting in this bed right next to me. Because I would have said something, but I will bite my tongue
Yeah, I
and
would probably
respect the
say
woman
that.
that's in this chat room and respect my wife.
I might have slapped her.
So, yeah, I don't want to get slapped by the wife. So I might be lazy, but my bills are paid. I have money coming in. I can be lazy if I want to be because my bills are paid. I have food in my house. I can be lazy.
Why do you talk to people like that?
I could sit here and play with myself all fucking day long
Hey, people,
if
I
and
don't have
paint
to.
my bedroom with it if I fucking wanted to. That's my business, not yours. If you don't like my show, leave.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to open the door. What? You are the biggest wimps of the auction of the Larry Frost channel. None of y'all showed up on the panel to talk some shit. You personally paid my upkeep. I don't think so.
What's upkeep
Try
mean?
again.
What does that mean?
Do I get a penny maybe from your income or your taxes? Maybe. Whipty fucking do. How old are you? You probably have had some of my taxes at one time or the other. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Won't do it.
Honey, I think it's time for you to go check the mailbox. I think the mails came already this early.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I do.
Nuh-uh.
I heard the mailbox open.
It doesn't matter. I can hear you anyway.
Yeah, I know. That fucking holler.
What? You can't get riled up because of your
Yeah, you're right. I've been laying since the day one. Day one when I was born and came from the hospital. You're right. I laid until I was probably about 4.5 months old and I started crawling. And then I got up and walked. At 16, I got a job. What was you doing at 16?
Like he's gonna tell you.
Sucking on your mommy's breast still? You know, that's up to you what site you go to. I don't care where you hang out. I don't even care who you really are. I mean, it don't matter to me. Like I said, you don't like my show, there's the door. You came in it, you know the way out it. You know, if you want to run your mouth, just leave. I don't need no headaches. I don't need no problems. I don't need my blood pressure getting up. I don't need to have my wife mad at me because you make me get mad.
If he has a heart attack, I'm coming after you. Tell him that.
I know who people sees me. You saying I can't never get out of the bed? Are you going to donate to me if you see me out of my bed? Make it worth my motherfucking while? No, you're not. So mind your own business and go on down the road. Yeah, you're right. You don't like it? The X is in the corner. I know, weather guy. Sometimes I like him coming in here. I like him getting me going.
I don't.
But the wife don't, and I get in trouble. I mean, if he was bothering me that bad, I'll just, throw him out. Uh, See, that shows me how much you know. I'm not a Southerner. Just 'cause I live here now, don't make me a Southerner. You know nothing about the world, neither. Let's be for real. You know nothing. I am not a Southerner. Oh, I can count past 10 and I don't have to use my fingers like Vaughn.
Right?
What's it supposed to mean? 8 candles, 9 candles, or whatever. Sorry, guys. I see you guys out there writing it all. I mean, I didn't know. Later, Sharon. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully, you gave me a thumbs up before you leave. Shows me you enjoyed me being on today. Yeah, I was thinking about calling her that once too, Slater. See you later, weather girl. Todd, he's now running his mouth on you. If you get tired of him, you know what you can do. Yep. Yep. Larry talks a lot of bullshit, and I am just setting the record straight. Yeah. Well, before you start talking about Larry, you better go check the record, buddy. You better go back through them. Hey, cuz. Because there's only one person that knows the real Larry, and that is me, myself. If that question is to me, Jeff, not much. Just doing a live video. Got bored laying around the house doing nothing. Yeah, you're right now. It definitely is a frost party. We have you, which we don't think you're connected to the family of ours, but we're happy to see your last name's Frost. And I do have both of my cousins are in here. Both of my dad's brother's kids. My dad had two brothers, James Arnold and Ronnie Melvin, and them are both their kids. Their oldest two, to be exact. Now, if you want to listen to a lie channel, go on over and listen to Vaughn. He's the one that does a lot of lying. I don't lie. I just don't know everything. I just don't know everything. So I talk about it, and I do have people get on here and tell me about it. Like I said, you don't like what my show's about, you know where the door's at. I ain't here to impress you. And you sure in the hell ain't over there to impress me. Because you ain't impressing me. Yeah. You know, I got on today just to say hi to everybody, make sure everyone's good. You know, I'm bored to death. There ain't much to do. It ain't like I can run at the park or do things like that. You wish what was that cheap? Oh, she can get me to roll over. Promise, I have no problems rolling over. Oh yeah, we call the tow truck. They just bring the boom right through the window and pick me up with the tow truck. The tow truck and about six guys. They all just pick me up and then they change my bed and put me back on it. I think he's gay and he ain't come out of the closet yet. I think, boy, me and you thought about it at the same time, didn't we? Show us your bucket. There's your bucket. No, not yet. Getting close, though, probably. Hopefully not, be honest. I bet if there was BBW, yeah, yeah, I got news for you, buddy. I'm happy with my wife. You might cheat on your girl. You might be a cheater on your mate if you have a mate. I don't cheat on my mate. I don't cheat on my wife. Yeah, Yeah, you hear the birds? Yeah, like I said, I just let them run their mouths for so long, and that's why these blue wrenches are here. If something they really think is pretty bad, then delete it. But me, like I said, don't put me wrong. Sometimes I like them to leave it there. Give me a second to read it because I like to hear what's going on. I want to know what's going on. Good, Jeff. Good. Yeah, there's plenty of frost to go around. Exactly. And in about 2 more months, Big Jack will be around. Mr. Freeze himself. Jack Frost is nipping at your nose. Yep. He's just trying to make up stories to think that somebody's going to him and believe him and give him money. That's all he's trying to do. Like I said, and I'll keep saying it until the day I quit talking about him. If he start doing live shows, quit lying to people, tell the truth. Look at me. I ain't nobody, people. I am a fucking nobody. I only got on here because he was calling my family out. In the 3 years I've been on, I've collected more money than he has. And he's been on for over 20. No, the only thing that even gave him a close run to catching up with me on what I've brought in compared to what he brought in was Solar Marshall buying the $500 worth of dog food. John Way sent him 50 here, 50 there, 50 here, 50 there. Vaughn, if you didn't lie, you might be pulling money on your card. If you were doing the real news and talking the real shit, you might be making money on YouTube. But you don't. Yeah, I don't blame you, Marshall. I would definitely want to do a video about it. Yes, he was, Ronnie. That he was definitely doing. Hey, Solar. Cisco won't go live with me. You ought to see if he'll do a show with you. I think he's already got the rent money and spend it all already, Ronnie. $700 don't go far. Now, I like pheasant. You ever tried pheasant, Ronnie? Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking him and Cisco doing a show, and then I'm gonna know it's live, and they just let me in too. That way, me and Cisco can bump into each other again. See, I don't know how to do that stuff yet. I wanna, because I hear that's some places to go there. That Discord. Usually, I just scan and see if somebody's live, and if they're live, I go over and watch them. If they're any good, I stay and watch them. If they ain't no good, I leave. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Ronnie. I don't want to fight and argue with the guy. I just got a couple questions I want to ask him. Yeah, I might never neither, Richie. Who knows? The way I've been learning, who knows? I might learn how to do it. Like I said, I just get on and see who's live and who's posted what, and I go with by that. And then if I want to get live, I click the live button. Well, I gotta say that myself. I mean, I don't know the guy really. I just hear him on Vaughn's show a couple times. I hear him talking some smack a little bit and this and that. And I kind of wanted to just check in with him. And he was a wimp. He never even showed up. It's been 3 days, 4 days. He never even came on and said, "Hey, Larry, let's do another show," or "Hey, Larry, sorry I missed it. Let's get together and do one." Anything. Nothing said. Literally dropped it. That night, he says he was tired. But how long was he over on Vaughn Hilton's? 20 minutes, half hour watching Vaughn play that game. And then he was on at least another 15, 20 minutes posting to everybody that posted to him that he was chicken to come over there. All he had to do is come over, spend 10 minutes there, and he could have talked. I could have talked. We could have figured out what's what and left it. But no, he ran. He hid. He's a wimp. So he wants to take that match and strike it and put it in the fire, but he don't want to sit there and help it burn. He don't want to sit there and help it get started. Well, then don't light the match. Because when you light the match and stick it to the wood, it catches fire. Yeah, I know. Any one of us. I don't care if it's Ronnie or me or any of them. Yeah, but Richie, that is the one that Von Hilton wore. Yours don't carry that much sentimental value. Man, just imagine what it'd be worth if Von Hilton wrote his name on it. That'd be $1 million cake. As long as Vaughn signs his name. Well, that's something that you'd have to have a building built for. Get yourself an outhouse built and stick it in your outhouse. Leave the toilet out and just hang it in there. Put it out. Put a glass dome over it. Hi, Blue. Didn't you see you sneak in? Yeah, I remember that, Ronnie Ray. I remember when we were all in the yard. He didn't even come out the door, and if he couldn't tell we were there, there was something wrong. I mean, what, 15 cars in the hearse? Probably more than that cars. They were all the way in the yard, driveway, and everywhere. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we all knew he was hiding. He wasn't. He didn't even go to the funeral home. He was afraid that we were all carrying guns, he says. Yeah. Don't put me wrong, and I'm not gonna lie. I will tell you the truth. There was guns at the funeral home, but not one gun went in the funeral home. They were left in their cars, in their glove boxes, locked up like they're supposed to be. Miss Alice had a great funeral. Yeah, nobody knows, Kim. It's still going to be a few more days. Me personally, I think he's still at the mental hospital being evaluated still. Because if the first 72 hours didn't go too good, then they would have been keeping him longer. How long did Rev stay? Week? Solar Marshal, why would there have been guns at the funeral? It wasn't that the guns were at the funeral for the funeral or anything to do with the funeral. This is Kentucky. 99.9% of everybody in Kentucky here has a gun on their hip. It's like being in the 1800 westerns. Everybody's wearing a gun. Everybody carries a gun. We do have plenty of copperheads. We do have plenty of rattlesnakes. Everybody has guns. So instead of them wearing them inside the funeral home, they were asked to please not bring them in the funeral home because Von Hilton was scared that somebody was going to kill him. Von Hilton, if you didn't do nothing wrong, you would have never had to worry about your being killed at your mom's funeral. You know something I was thinking about the other day? The locale reward ward. Who does that? Who's the top dog? Who's the president of that? Who sends out them locale awards? Seckler? Or, yeah. I'd like to have a talk with Seckler because I hear he gives them a card with money on it or something. That's kind of cool. But I think we ought to start getting them trophies. I do. I think we ought to get them trophies. Fuck sending them money. Give them a trophy. Yeah, he does a cow. Exactly. It should be a cow on a trophy. Okay. And that's what I was wondering, Miss Kitty, because he says they send a gift card and give them some money. And I was like, well, they should be getting a trophy. Shanny and Rev, hopefully you guys got your trophies. I mean, you guys should put them out there. I want to see them. I think they'd be cool as hell. You should be proud of them. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Ronnie. I just want to make sure they're getting trophies. Just heard a gunshot. They lost theirs while they were moving. That sucks. You know, it's just like this company that I say I buy all my junk from, as my wife calls it, junk. But I like the stuff, and what else am I going to spend my money on besides my wife and my kids? So I buy some junk. But I'm going to look up in there this week and see if I can find any like pictures of lobsters, like stickers or a lobster itself. Or I can put it in my show. Vaughn Hilton, I got a question for you. I know your dad was a World War II vet. I know he died. I know where he's buried at. Exactly right where he's buried at. You said your dad got a military burial. Show me the flag. Show me the flag that you got, Vaughn. Because during the military funeral, they will fold that flag up in front of you and they will hand it to you. Show me the flag, Vaughn. I'll bet you $10 you ain't got it. I have my dad's flag. And when I die, my youngest son will take it and he will hold it and carry it on until one of the great grandchildren are born and he can pass it down to them. Me personally, I'm going to tell my son to give it to whoever is the most responsible person in the family who will cherish having stuff like that and keep it in the family tree. Yeah, Von Hilton's father was in World War II, mostly towards the end. You have your uncle's flag and ashes. Yes, exactly, Miss Kitty, and that's what I'm saying. That flag is somewhere. I want Vaughn to pull his dad's out. I want to see it. Or did he leave that behind when he moved? Nope, because his daddy was still alive when he moved. He was living in Kentucky when his father died. He was buried in Hamilton, Ohio, because he had a funeral plot there ready for him to be buried in. Him and Alice both did. Later in life, as Alice got older in her age, she decided she wanted to be buried down here. So she went and bought her headstone. one of her best friends passed on, and she wanted buried on top of Alice's property because she loved the property. She loved the lake. They liked to fish every single day. Them two women and little Alice's husband, they would all three be out there every day fishing. And Sprout, he'd take two or three of them catfish home, and he'd clean them and gut them, and his wife would make them for dinner that night. Sprout used to love doing that. You know, I remember telling Aunt Alice that, hey, you know, Sprout's taking some of them home. She goes, yeah, I know. I said he can. All the work they do for me, yeah, they can have some fish. That's how she said it. I got 2 bronze stars on my service medal. Good going. Thank you for your service, Ronnie. Vaughn don't have no medals. Remember, he never got out of finishing. He just finished basic, it sounds like. You know, that, Vaughn, I hate to tell you, that would really suck. You go 9 months through basic training. You go through fucking hell and back. A week before it's all over, and you're going to get comfortable, and you get to pick out a job, and you get to go do this or that or whatever you want. You passed. You're now a United States Army personnel. But no, you quit. What, a week or so before you fucking graduated out of boot camp? You did 9 months just to quit when you were going to graduate, as I would call it? That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, I forgot. You joined the FBI or CIA or whoever. Did they pay you good? They must not have, because you have no money. The only money you've had in the last 30 years is your mother's and Jerry's and welfare. You don't draw money. You don't have a paycheck. Yeah, he quit right before he got his permanent job. Exactly. He got too friendly with the general. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too, Richie. Or with a couple of his platoon friends. Ain't that where you do your basic training, Ronnie? Is that where he did his basic training? I mean, I know there's a lot of army bases across the United States, so I don't know them all. I mean, I know like you were at a certain army base when you went through all your training. Jim and my dad both were in, you know, certain ones. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know. I know nothing. We got an armory division right here in Kentucky. Yeah, that could be it, Kim. That could be it. Sucking up to the boss or sucking the boss? Not much, kid. Just Larry on here talking a bunch of garbage, talking about this and that. Yeah, I asked both of my boys if they wanted to join any of the forces. They looked at me like I was dumb. Like I said, Arnold, he wants to try to develop games, and Larry, he took up computer science in college. So whatever job that'll help him get. Yeah, both of your sons are vets. Exactly, Ronnie. And still have one in. Yeah, one is still active. Exactly. And I say it clear. Trav, wherever you are, buddy, God bless you and thank you. You too, Bry. I've never talked bad about Big Irvy, and I never will. I thanked him for even doing his service. Yeah. When people say they're gambling a lot and making money, to me, that's playing cards. My dad used to work on the boats, and he'd do his 8 hour shift, and then he had the rest of the day off, and they would literally sit around and play cards all day and half the night. Go to bed, wake up, do their 8 hour shift, and do the exact same thing, play cards. When he was not on the boats, he was running to the bank, getting $200-300 worth of silver, grabbing a couple cases of pop, and headed right back to the boats, getting ready to go back out again. Firefighters are some real heroes. Yes, I agree with that, Richie. They are some good heroes. Yeah, I know, Ronnie. I've heard a few stories, Ronnie. Don't know if they're good or bad, or don't know if they're true or not. But I mean, I'm the kind of guy that I'll listen to it And that way I know it's in my brain that this might have happened. And, sooner or later, the stories all come out. But with me and you, Ronnie, neither one of them are talking anymore. So we'll never know the end of that story. I would think they'd want you to know how to swim too. Blue, I would love to tell you, but I will have to leave that quiet. That is something that has to stay into the family tree. There are some stuffs that we do leave under the tree, people. That's cool. That is cool, Miss Kitty. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ronnie. Yeah. That story we can talk about that, Ronnie. That ain't nothing to me. Big Irby stuck one of his handguns down in the broiler of the oven. Why, I don't know. Any of the whatever, I don't know. All I know is Miss Alice turned the oven on to do some cooking and it started firing. Yes, I know. Exactly. 3.5 hours, 30 viewers, 47 thumbs up. I'm not doing too bad. 47 people so far today. We still got 31 here. Yeah, I love my coffee too. There's no doubt about that, Ronnie. I can't function without a cup of coffee. Not too good, Vegas. Well, Richie, everything around him will die from the smell. So if you have any other animals or something near him, they will you will lose them. Why don't Vaughn Hilton just pack up some stuff and throw it in his truck and go to New York, get John out of jail, and him and John get a place? No 11-hour streams tonight, Tom. He should have just collected $700 yesterday. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. He should be out there selling that stuff instead of just letting it sit there, because as soon as he loses the houses, he ain't going to be able to sit in the yard and sell that stuff, because the people that owns the properties are going to want him off of it. His idea is to start selling it now. The last 3 days, he should be having a yard sale the last 3 days. First of the month. People's got money. Yeah, exactly. After a certain amount of time, they're going to let him out. There's no death row. Yes, exactly, Tom. When he should have went right to the power of attorney, whoever was the power of attorney before I took over, I would have went over to their house. I would have sat down in their living room or their dining room or somewhere, and I would have talked to him and found out exactly what was going on, who lives where, how much is coming in, the whole shooting shabando. But the first contact he contacted me with was a eviction notice wrote out in crayon. He didn't come to collect his rent. He didn't come over here to talk to me about who was living where and what this and that or anything. He literally gave every one of us a eviction notice and said, get out of his house. And that's what we all did. Everybody, Tom, not just us. Yeah, now he's living in his own doing. Yep. He has nobody. Yeah, I guarantee you he's not, Ronnie. He let it go. He says he didn't need it. Oh, I know, Secular Marshall. Solar Marshall. Yeah, sure can, Blue. Well, I think what will happen is Thumper has to give him a chance to pay it. So Thumper's going to send him a piece of paper. saying this is what he wants, and Vaughn's going to have to pay him every month until it's paid for. And so will he. Todd will do the same. Todd will send him the paperwork or what the payments or whatever is. Vaughn has a certain amount of time to pay it. If he don't, they go ahead and they start proceeding on the properties where they can end up getting them. Well, yeah, you could do it that way too, Todd. In the long run, you probably do it. I don't know if you'd get in trouble for it or not, but same thing. Like I said earlier, he wanted Todd to send him the money. Todd's not that dumb. Todd is not going to send someone $3,000 to pay his liens and never see the money again. Because I personally, in my heart and soul, know that Vaughn Hilton would have never sent no money back to him. He would have said that Todd's a tro and he's not paying him. Then would have been the exact words out of his mouth. Vaughn didn't even have enough respect to tell Solar Marshall thank you for the $500 in dog food. John Way did. John Way's also said that he poisoned it. That shows you how much manners or how Vaughn Hilton is. When we were getting ready to move and you guys donated all that money to me,
More or
I'll take a pop. When you guys donate all that money to me, I still tell you guys all the time, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because if it wasn't for you guys, I would not have been able to move in this place. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have been able to get away from Vaughn Hilton. Yeah, $500 buys a lot of dog food. Well, you got to figure he's also having it shipped. So it probably cost him a couple of dollars to have it shipped too. Yep, exactly. 8 years ago and still ain't said thank you once. Yeah, I seen that too, Solar Marshall. He started laughing about that. It's Cheeseburger Friday. Yeah, not no 5 pound bags of dog food. He was sending 50-pound bag dog foods. Thank you, honey. Yeah, it wasn't just one time. He bought it 3 or 4 months easily. I think so too, Tom. Welcome. Yeah, exactly, Blue. Yep. If you put it out there, it's your own fault. For one, Marshall, Uncle Jim would never steal money from nobody. He's worked his ass off his whole life and he was in the service. He did as he was supposed to do as an American citizen. Him and his wife both retired. Jim brings a retirement check and a VA check. They don't need money. They are well off. He moved to Kentucky to retire. This is where his father and his grandfather were both born here. They live 3 blocks from where the family originally lived. Yes. Yeah, our great grandparents and great great grandparents and great great grandparents were all born right here in Oneida, Kentucky. I don't think he's on welfare, Marshall. I personally don't see how you can be on welfare assistance owning 5 homes. Yeah. Welfare is welfare, Social Security is Social Security. It's two different businesses, two different people. Even though the money is still the government both ways, because welfare gets their money from the government, Social Security gets their money from the government. They both get their money from the government, but it is still two different cases. Yeah, didn't you know? Arnold was by the white woman, I hear, Ronnie. Even though on the birth certificate it says Carrie Chandler and Guilford Frost down